Good morning, everybody. Let me just put this chat over here, okay? First of all, I wanted to clear up something about yesterday. Brian K. had intended this as a joke, but unfortunately, we all know it was a joke that was not appropriate. And we also know that it caused a lot of consternation and concern about his joke. It was in bad taste. The one place that he apparently contacted Synchrony Assisted Living Center, I did contact them, and I asked them, and I explained that I did not ask to be put on the mailing list, but I said, since I got their person's ear, I said, I need to know a little more about the program, what it does have, because I'm kind of curious. So, this morning, Lumi and I were talking about, well, if you wanted to relocate, where do you want to relocate to? Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. So, I don't know where this Valley Healthcare Group was, so I actually asked him, I said, what town and state are you in? Because I never heard of you. So, but, I said, back to what me and Lynn were talking about. She said, what kind of housing would you want? What kind of services do you need? Where do you want to live? Any type of housing where you want to live is going to be key. Also, how much money can we really afford? And so I started looking at different places like Bismarck, North Dakota, which turns out that has a very strong support for the disabled who are registered blind with physical disabilities, other than the fact that it gets cold in Bismarck, North Dakota, and it can be brutal, temperature-wise. However, I originally looked into Bismarck a couple years ago, and I still think it's a possibility. Mentioned Wichita, Kansas in the past, that's still a possibility. But like I told molasses, my biggest problem is it's like throwing darts at a map of the United States. I don't know anything about these areas. We know it needs to have a place with mass transit. We know it has to have access to housing that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. And that's not easy, because there's a lot of things you have to remember. I have responsibilities. I have a cat. I have to move my furniture. I have to. So yeah, this is something that has been on our to be done list for years. How you doing, NASQ? Good morning to you. I know you and Wiki side chat on from the video from yesterday. I appreciate that you stood up for me and advocated for me on my behalf. I appreciate that a lot. So it's in good intention, but number one, I still gotta find out where I want to move to. Connecticut is becoming very expensive, but then so is the rest of the country. And when I look at the fact that the situation with the immigrants, illegals coming in, the fact that the blue states want to give them everything, including money for free housing to buy houses, but there's not a program available for non-immigrants, it kind of makes me kind of a little bit frustrated, because the disabled are not getting the help that they need. Well, I might be too, but As I said once before, I've already outgrown this favela. I already outgrew this favela. I need a place that's bigger. I need a place, I'll be honest, yeah, I would like a place that's on the ground or on the second floor or one with a lift. It still has access to downtown shopping. That's something that I need. Yeah, but Connecticut has become is a blue state, and there's really nothing here for me in Connecticut because there really isn't the programs that I need here. Funding is just not available. Case management support is not available because the caseloads are full. I need to go where I can get the support services I need. This is something that the person was trying to push, but I think the person, by bringing it up on the internet the way that they did, has unbearably created a problem. Okay? So me and Lumi talked about it. She says, well, first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to decide where you're going to move. Exactly. And second of all, what kind of housing do you want? Because you want a cottage? Do you want an apartment? Do you want a townhome? Do you want a condominium? Reality, I think an apartment and a townhome might be the most available. A small cottage, if you can find one that's affordable, might be an alternative option. Hi, Red. How you doing? Yeah. So I think that what was done yesterday was cruel, and I still stand behind my statement. I think it was cruel because the thing is, this is the kind of thing that should have been discussed off camera, and it should not have been discussed on the morning show. It's just. Good morning, Tara Kitty. How you doing today? Good morning to you. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's kind of what Brian K. kind of wanted to push anyway. Good morning, Dawn. How you doing today? It's very likely Tiger Kitty that probably cannot afford to move. Let's look at that side of it. That's also a possibility. Town Shell should just stay right here for reasons that everything is centrally located. Of course, the building is kind of dumpy. That's partially because management doesn't want to do the repairs they need to do. But the area is not bad. It's low crime, right? It certainly is. And everything is centrally located downtown, from their pharmacy to the grocery stores are available by Instacart, and also with help with transportation, you can get some shopping done. You can also do foot service, go downtown on foot, get things that way. Yeah. And they really did contact this Valley program, and I sent a message to Stan CT. They also replied to them nicely. I said, I did not contact you. I said, but since I've got your ear anyway, I said, what kind of program is this exactly? Where are you located? It looks like a kind of a posh place, pretty expensive. How much is the monthly program fee? Oh, no, I mean, it's not like I'm totally against moving at all. But I have to look at, what is going to happen. For example, we don't know what the rent's going to be next year. We don't know if the rent could go up to $1,200 a month. Other apartments in my area are going up to that much money. How much of a cost of living increase they're going to give us on Social Security disability? I don't know that either. How much income is my YouTube channel going to be bringing in on a monthly basis? It varies now, but on average, it's at least 120 to 150 a month. So, good morning, Grace. How you doing today? Yeah. I agree with the horizontal. At least you could read the side chat. Before you couldn't even read nothing because everything was too small. I don't think the portrait people even thought about that. What happens if you can't read the chat on the screen at all because it's too small? How? And I mean, I tried zooming it up on my phone and it was still too blurry. What's the point of that? I think it's designed more for people who have 20/20 vision, who basically can hold the phone about 3 to 4 feet away from their face, and then basically don't need to read the chat on the screen, or probably don't care about the chat, or they use the simple mental chat function, which is partially covered by the screen. Yeah, I know. I agree. So you're only getting a piece of the conversation because you only got like 3 or 4 lines at the bottom. Yeah. Relating to MMD to. How you doing, Dole? Welcome to the show today. Good morning to you. So, would I still consider going to the Midwest? Well, like I told Molasses, it's like throwing darts at a dartboard. I don't know where I'm gonna end up if I did that. I mean, I could end up in a nice city, great amenities, great people, but certainly nobody I know locally, which could be very debilitating. Or I could end up in the worst shithole in history that makes Willimantic seem like a beautiful place, like in the Caribbean or something. You don't ever know what you're gonna get. Okay, I gotta open up the panel now. QRK. If it's okay, I didn't open it, so let me open the panel here. Okay, panel's open. Okay, chat on screen. Panel on the side. Okay, open. We are on QRK, by the way. I just opened the panel just now. Okay, now it's going to come a panel. It's Stan. Hello, Stan. How are you doing?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing alright. I sent you a DM about some assisted living place that contacted me I didn't even reach out to them initially, but they reached out to me first. So I said, "Where are
Okay.
you?" So I said, "Where are you located?" I said, "I don't know anything about you because I didn't inquire about this program." Apparently, Brian K did that. So
Where is this place?
I don't know. I know it's called Valley Health Services. I sent you a DM with the
Okay.
information I have
Yeah,
from.
I'm on the road, Michelle. I can't look that up right now. I mean, you could Google that name and see where it is. Valley. If it's in Connecticut, the Valley, the Connecticut Valley
It could be.
is down past Waterbury towards the shoreline. That's called the Valley.
All
So it's
right.
somewhere down there, maybe.
Well, I send you a copy of the message.
Like Ansonia, and those towns around it, Derby. That's the Valley.
All right. Oh, it's received. I sent you a DM with the original email they sent me, so you can look it up later on. So.
Well, my question that I had to you, Michelle, is yes or no? Did you make that phone call that you said you were going to make this morning?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because I was looking at some other things too. And when I get in contact with the adult services of the Bureau of Education Services for the Blind, like Lumi said, is what's your objectives? What's your goals? What are you looking for? What kind of services do you need from BESB? For example, to help you. Do you need adaptive assistant technology? Do you need to let the cat outside? Yes. Let me let the cat out real quick, because he's... No garbage disposal, you already ate. No. Let me let him outside real quick.
Oh boy, always something. Never a dull moment.
Okay.
Never a dull moment.
Sorry about that. So basically, it was... do you need reader services? Do you need shopping services? Do you need mobility services? Do you need services to handle and navigate with your multiple handicaps? That one seems to be more of a yes. But
what services do you think you need, Michelle?
That's why I'm trying to go through the list. I think what I need is training to make the best use of my hearing. Because that one is one disability I never really got any training on. Working with as best I could is my hearing loss and my central auditory processing disorder. I never really got training for that.
Okay, let me tell you what I think you need based on my knowledge of where you live, how you live for the past 2 or 3 years that I've known you. I think you need, number one, first and foremost, you need a caseworker. Number two, this caseworker should get you not necessarily a home health aide, but a companion, somebody who could help clean your apartment do some vacuuming, help you with the laundry, if only to take you to the
Right. That's
laundromat,
what when I was living in
once a week.
stores. That's exactly what the city of Mansfield did for me when I was living in stores. Just that.
Right.
But when I moved to Willimantic,
Nope.
the city couldn't afford to continue those services. So I ended up basically.
Well, how long have you been gone from Willimantic, Michelle?
I've been in for Willimantic for almost 20 years. I haven't been there in over 20 years.
Okay, so why? You're talking about 20 years ago. I mean, you're entirely across the other side of the state,
right?
In Winstead. Have you looked into Winstead services?
I did, but they told me that they really don't have any openings for caseworkers right now, neither at Community Health and Wellness or at the Behavioral Health Center in Torrington / Winstead.
How long ago was that?
About this year. It was was earlier this year, around January.
Okay. So what the next step that you need to do is you need to call that phone number and get the state of Connecticut involved and get them to get you a case manager who could then assist you with getting all these services you need.
Yeah, but if I decide to move out of the state,
services they're not budging, they're not helping you at all. And so the state of Connecticut needs to come in, assess your situation, figure out what exactly you need, and then get those services for you. So this is why I gave you that toll-free number to call.
Right, I got that.
Now
what about if
you don't need to know everything you don't need to know everything that you need right now. You just make the phone call and set up an appointment for them to come and visit you. I mean, the longer you delay, the longer it's going to take to get anything done for you. It's not something that any of us can help you with. You need to do this yourself.
So now, what do you think about what they're talking about in the side chat now? I don't have all the information.
I can't see the side chat. I'm sorry, I can't see the side chat. I'm driving.
Oh, they're still talking about.
What are they saying?
They're still talking about what Brian Case started doing last night.
Okay.
So Brian Case said he did not contact those people at that complex.
Okay.
So who contacted?
I didn't contact anybody in either, so I don't know what that is. But your email address is public, so anybody,
right, exactly.
Any one of your viewers could have sent that to them as a way of trolling you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's not. If I were to do something like that, I wouldn't go in the valley, which is 20 miles or 30 miles away from where you are. I'd find something a little closer to you.
Well, right now I already know that Chester Grove.
It would appear to me, based on if it's the Connecticut Valley there, Ansonia and Derby, that means it's somebody who's not familiar with Connecticut and doesn't realize that valley part of Connecticut is not close to you.
No.
And that you have no relatives there, nothing nearby. It's really.
Right, and it looked like it was really. It looked really posh. It looked really posh, like high cost kind of housing program. It didn't look like something per person that's only making about $19,000 a year. Because I am getting about that between my father's disabled adult child status and, of course, my own work record. So that would definitely look very posh and very, very expensive. So,
well, I mean, you're not going to be able to afford anything like that,
right?
Obviously,
I know that people talk about
Lumi's a deadbeat spouse, doesn't work.
Well, you could
it's
say
not even on the tax record.
Right. You could even say that. You could say
she's not going to help you.
If anything, you could say Lumi is technically a homemaker.
It's not a citizen.
Yeah, I would be more like a homemaker. Yeah. But the point is that
you're not a homemaker. You're a disabled adult. That's what you are.
Right.
You're a disabled adult. Okay. And all all these people, myself, Tiger Kitty, Brian, everybody, what's her name, Blazing Leo in the past, all these people that try to help you, that spent hours and hours and more hours trying to help you, find the direction. FC, many of these good people that came, tried to help you, got everything,
Right.
got all the ducks arranged in a row for you, and you did nothing with it. So
No,
I'm
I
not
was going to
spending
say
any more time with you. I'm giving you a phone number for you to call, and then if you don't call, then that's on you.
all right.
You know what I mean?
What I was going to say was, what if you decide you want to move out of state, though? These agencies only work with people in the state. They don't work for...
You're in the state, Michelle. Right now, you are in the state of Connecticut. So that's the number you would call.
Right, but what if
you
I
move
decide
to California, you would call California Services.
Right.
But you're not in California.
Right, but if I decide, for example, to go to Bismarck, North Dakota, then would I call Bismarck, North Dakota ahead of time? I mean, I'm just using as an example because that was one of the towns I thought about. Bismarck, North Dakota. What would I do? Would I contact Bismarck now and say, I'm thinking about moving to Bismarck? What kind of services are available for a person with disabilities that wants to move into Bismarck? No one really told me that.
Noodles is here. That's Noodles' van.
Really?
I don't know why he's down here.
Are you sure that's his van?
I don't know. Maybe. Might be.
Well, person coming out of the van. Johnson Controls.
Listen, I found a condominium in East Hartford that I'm going to check out today. I'm going to do a preview of it. This is a condominium that was built around 1989. So it's relatively new. It's like a mid-tier condominium complex. There's a lot of units there, and it looks like what happened is the owner that lived there passed away, and there might be a family member that was living there, a son or daughter or somebody was living there, and they didn't pay the homeowners assessments, the monthly homeowners assessment, and so the association, the condo association, is foreclosing on this condo. It's valued at $175,000, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and the only arrearage is about $7,000 or $8,000 of condo fees. So it's going to be a low bid auction in October. I'm checking this out. I'm previewing it. I'm going to look into a little more details on this, but it looks like it might sell for, I would estimate, over 100,000, but under 150,000.
Okay.
So it's a good flip if somebody wants to get in on that and flip it. A comparable unit is for sale for, let's see here, $194,900.
Yeah, that's a Connecticut license plate, guys.
It's a Connecticut combination plate,
right?
Which is half. I mean, that should really be a commercial plate, but this Johnson Controls outfit has combination plates on their vehicles.
Right.
Probably skimming some insurance or something. That's a commercial vehicle.
Yeah, it is. You can see that.
But
right, Grace, that's what I thought too. Yeah, so you're right about the mental health, guys. Let's talk about that for a minute. Now, like I said, I contacted under my community health and wellness. I did get a list of mental health providers. One of them was Catholic Family Services, which I didn't reach out to yet. But the one problem is I've talked to several, and they have full caseloads. They don't have any openings. Neither Behavioral Health Center in Winsted nor Community Health and Wellness in Torrington have openings for mental health support. and that's a good question. Is if you really feel you need mental health support and you can't get mental health support, then should you go private? Like
No. What you should do is call that 888 toll-free number I gave you and tell the state that you need this help, and they will get that for you. You don't go private and pay out of pocket for stuff that you as a destitute, disabled person can get for free. Don't be stupid, Michelle. Come on.
Yeah.
Again,
I can
you need to pick up the phone and make the call, Michelle. Nobody's going to do it
all right,
for you.
should I call BESB first? Because they had all the cases to BESB, and when the registered blind get involved, or should I call them first?
I don't know what that is. I would call the state of Connecticut first.
Well, because they run both agencies.
That's the ones that will coordinate everything with all the other agencies. You know, so if you get one agency, you may need other services, other agencies. Get the state to get involved, create a file for you, and get the ball rolling and get you all the services and help that you need.
Right.
If you had a home health aide, not a home health aide, what is it? A companion, you know, to come in and visit you for, say, 4 hours a day, every other day or something, or twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know, take you to the laundromat, take you to go shopping, do this sort of thing. You wouldn't have to rely on Krista.
Because Krista right now with her legs can't really do much of that either, really, except for transportation. She can't even get down on the floor to help clean those underneath the baseboards. She can't. I
mean, that should be done. That should be done by somebody who's hired for that job. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of cleaning and disinfecting that needs to be done in your apartment, Michelle. And I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want to embarrass you, but you know, you don't see how dirty and filthy it is. You know.
Oh, I do actually. I saw in the bathroom. That's why.
I don't know. You're used to it or
that's
what?
That's why it took so much time to try to clean the bathroom up. And
it's oblivious to you, though. It's oblivious to you.
Oh,
like when Noodles came over that time and opened up your microwave, and it was all crusted up, and you said, "I cleaned it," and he's looking at it and it's crusted. You didn't clean shit. You know, you might have wiped it down, but you know, either you didn't see it or you think that's good enough. It's really not good enough. You didn't clean anything. I mean, you just wiped down maybe some stains on it, but it still had crusty spillover things in there, you know. So that's just one example of
Tiger Kitty,
what
I
I'm
know
talking
that.
about.
I get that. I used to have companions and homemakers when the city of Mansfield paid for that when I was living on the other side
Michelle,
of the
nobody's
state.
trying to get you evicted or anything. We're trying to help you. But, you know, I, for one, am not going to go out of my way spend any time finding you any services, because your track record is you don't do anything. And it's a waste of time. It's a waste of my time. So I'm gonna give you the phone number, which I did, and that's up to you to call.
Yeah, I know.
And I told you a one paragraph, you know, one sentence. I am, you know, certified blind and hearing impaired, and I need this, and this. That's all you need to do.
Right.
And you know that's up to you. And then when you,
I don't even know where my certificate of legal blindness went. It's probably in one of your boxes or something behind the record rack. You have to move the records up in the closet. It might be in the closet. Oh God. That rack is heavy. Yeah, I know. Got a lot of records in there.
Yes, you have a lot of records. I mean, but you also have a lot of wires all along the floor. You have all these rigged up wires everywhere. That's a hazard. You understand?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
so,
I'm worried about the wires.
That should be.
I'm worried about the wires you don't see in the walls that the landlord, when this place was wired back after the 1955 flood. That wiring worries me because that's old cloth-covered rubber, and you all know rubber rots after a while.
Well, yes, I know. I mean, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before that building either A, collapses or B, burns down.
I think more likely B is more likely of concern right now than A, but
I would not live there, nor would I spend a night sleeping in that building.
Noodles spent the night.
Well, I mean, noodles is noodles. I mean, I wouldn't do that. If I was visiting overnight, I would sleep in my car in the parking lot. That's what I would do. I can't speak for noodles.
Well, that's the reason why, again, we keep. This is like playing table tennis with my brain, so to speak. That's one reason why I'm thinking is I would like to relocate to a better place. Like I said, I'm outgrowing this favela.
You're making excuses, Michelle. You're making excuses not to call, and that's fine. You can make excuses and not do anything.
It's not to call, but right now, Stan, I'm on the show.
Inaction is a form of action. You not doing what everybody sees you need to do is doing something. It's just your condition, your situation is going to keep getting worse and worse, and that's why your friends are concerned for you. We're not doing this to be mean to you. We're trying to help you help yourself, and that's all this is.
I said I will call them after the show.
Okay.
But I don't think they're open at lunchtime, so I'll have to call them at 1 o'clock.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, whenever you call, or you don't call. I don't care. It's up to you. I need to go into the hearing here, and I need to fight off a convicted felon who's trying to scam some money.
So it's confirmed that on September 8th, Kyle goes walking.
Was that his eviction date?
Yeah.
What time is the eviction?
I don't know.
September 8th, you said?
Yeah.
What day is that? Is that a weekend?
Friday, I think it's. Because the second is on a. No, wait.
Oh, that's too bad.
That would be a Wednesday.
I'm going to be camping. It's what?
Okay.
It's not Wednesday. It's later in the week. It's the weekend.
So at least that way I can lace one.
Saturday is the 31st. The 1st is Sunday. So the 8th would be the following Sunday, I would think, right?
On Monday. 7 days. Right. The first is Monday. Because the second is Labor Day, which is Tuesday.
Wait a minute. Tomorrow's the 30th. Saturday is the 31st. Sunday is the 1st. Right? September?
And then you would add 7 days to that, come up with the 8th.
Which is Sunday.
So does that mean that they really move a personnel on a Sunday, though?
They might. I don't know. I wish I was around. I would go there and videotape and live stream the eviction of Kyle. But I'm going to be up in Massachusetts camping with my older daughter and her family that weekend. So I'm not going to be home
I'm
until
not spraying any chemicals in my
late
apartment
Sunday.
for bugs.
Listen, if they hold off the eviction until the following Monday, that would be great if they evict them on the 9th, because I could come up on the 9th and live stream Kyle's eviction. We could get a pizza and just sit there and watch.
I got a feeling it's going to be very violent. I don't think it's going to be a peaceful.
No, we'll get a pizza. We'll sit out in the parking lot. We'll watch them pull up with the quarter-ton dumpster and empty out his apartment. Maybe you'll find some goodies that you like.
Maybe, but they're going to have a problem getting around this digital lock he put on his door.
You are a sort of a hoarder, Michelle. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I don't always.
You do hoard things. I mean, what if Kyle has a Marantz stereo or you know, high-end Kenwood or something, you know?
Yeah, but he also installed a digital lock on his door. I don't know how easy it's going to be for the police to break that open.
Well, they simply take a claw hammer and they knock it off and they open the door. That's what they do.
If I know him, he's probably
How could he put a digital key on an apartment that he does not own?
Well, Jimmy didn't put it on.
Stupid. Jimmy's stupid for letting him do that. Because that's going to damage Jimmy's door. But if I had property, nobody's fucking with my doors.
Unless, of course, Kyle is
They're
home.
not changing any locks. You know.
Right, I understand
that's that. That's a breach of the lease.
Oh, absolutely.
So
the only way I would even allow anyone to do that,
for letting Kyle do that, but because somebody.
The only ever way I would allow a tenant to do that is if the maintenance department has a passcode to get in. In fact, if anything, I might consider something similar to those card keys you see in a hotel.
Yeah, I don't know what Kyle did or what, but that's not something I would do. But it would be entertaining as fuck to live stream your Monday morning show and watch the eviction of Kyle. We could do that from the parking lot, and we could even do it, portrait mode. Yeah.
Apartment 8th from cell phone. September 8th or 9th, he says. Red. It's
probably going to be on Monday. I would doubt that they evict them Sunday, because Sunday is my last day at the campground, and I'm going to be home late Sunday afternoon.
And I'm off the whole September following
9th, week. I don't have any plans that week except for going to North Carolina. But I don't have any set schedule. So if they're evicting him Monday, let's plan on doing a live stream of Kyle's eviction. We could
of course, just confirms it is on September 9th.
Yeah. We'll get some pizza. We'll get some grinders,
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, we could even get some balloons if you want to, I'm sure you'll be happy Kyle's moving.
Well, I'll be happy when he's finally out of there so I can start using my outside clothesline so we'll have more places to dry my laundry.
Stop and Shop has those balloons. They blow up.
Well, what
they could get the balloons, those helium balloons that say "good luck,"
Yeah.
and hang it out for Kyle,
Well, and you know what? He's not the only problem he's got to deal with. He's also got a civil court case against him as well that could easily be probably upgraded to a criminal case.
Is that his construction company?
Yeah.
Unfinished jobs? Yeah.
Unfinished jobs and scamming a woman for $15,000. An elderly.
Wow. So he is a piece of shit then, huh?
Yeah, he's a real jerk. Absolutely.
I've seen some of these people in passing, and if Kyle is the guy that I think of, I can't see him being any, a scammer. I mean, he seems kind of wimpy looking. You know what I mean?
Well,
he's on the chubby side,
white
and
collar scamming isn't exactly too hard to do.
I mean, I could see him, rigging explosives in that building on his way out, something like that. I could see him doing that.
Well, that would be option number 3, right? Blow the building up.
Yeah, go out with a bang. Option 3, go out with a bang.
And then he's going to have to deal with a lot of murder charges.
Well, look, I mean, if they're evicting him that Monday, we'll get some. I'll have my camp chairs still in my car. We'll just set up some chairs. We'll get a little table, little folding table, and we'll just sit around and watch the whole process happen. Who's going to watch that? I mean, that'll be donations galore if you do that, Michelle. Yeah. I'm sure people will be entertained by Kyle's eviction. I would drop $5, no problem.
But what the most important thing is that I'm also wanted to point out is the fact is that he has treated me badly, Krista badly, Ray badly, even Jimmy badly. He said that
Yeah.
all this apartment's got all these problems, but he never took pictures of them to show them to the court.
Well,
And
don't worry about that. I mean, that's all water under the bridge. The eviction's already scheduled, so
yeah,
unless there's an emergency stay, then which we can check that Friday, the Friday before the actual date. And
he's the one that owns the white
court,
truck, says Krista.
if there's no court action to stop it, like if he files for bankruptcy, that might stop the eviction. Something like that can happen. But if he doesn't do anything like that, then they're going to come with the sheriff, and it'll probably be on a Monday. They will come with the sheriff and a
and then what do they do with all this stuff? Did they put it?
And they'll start.
In
They'll start
Willimantic, when
emptying
they
that place
evict
out.
you, in Willimantic, when they evict you, put all your stuff in the town garage for storage, and you have so many days to pick it up, or they'll dispose of it.
Well, I mean, each town does it differently. I've seen them take stuff out and put it on the curb.
Yeah.
And so it's up to the person being evicted to get rid of it, or people like Camillo are going to come around and take the shit and sell it.
Yeah.
Junk
well,
guys
I know
like
he's got a
Camillo
pods container in the backyard.
Load up on
he's paying
Kyle's
for a
junk.
20-foot pods container in the backyard right now.
Who is Kyle?
Yeah. But I don't know if I don't know if he's putting anything.
If he's smart, he would load that up.
I know that.
I mean, if he was smart, he would get another apartment and he would
hightail it out before the sheriff shows up.
Yeah, he'd move before he's evicted. I mean, go out with some dignity. You know what I mean?
Because I'm afraid there's a lot more that they're going to find when they're clearing him out, like possibly drugs. I got a feeling he's not exactly Mr. Clean as far as medical influence of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's a lot of that around Winstead.
Well, crime in a lot of cities, not just Winstead.
So I got about another 5 minutes before I have to go in and confront this other attorney about his convicted felon client who's trying to scam me.
Yeah, wish you luck.
So, what's that?
I said, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't think she's going to be here. It's a woman.
Oh, okay.
This guy that I'm dealing with, he's one of the smarter people. He doesn't allow the people to come to the hearing and run their mouth and undermine their cases, so I'm just going to tell him, dude,
I wish I had the money
up the wrong tree.
I wish I had more money to have more options available to me. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, when you got money, you got more options to you. Oh, by the way, speaking of that...
Again, people told you how to make money. I told you how to make money.
I know.
You don't follow through. So.
By the way, now that the situation with Trump is, it sounds like the whole court case with Rikers Island presidential suite and Judge Merchan had involved around something that was prior to his presidency. How does the new situation with the Supreme Court verdict really going to help get him off the hook? Since this was for fraudulent business deals and not for his presidency. I don't know how he's going to be able to get out of that. I mean, after all, Rikers spent a lot of money on the presidential suite just for him.
To be honest, Michelle, I haven't given that even a single thought. Because he's not going to go to Rikers. He's not going to lock him up. I mean, he's going to appeal and appeal and appeal and appeal, and he's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, he already has the appeal process.
He's appealing a sentence. Normally that would be plea bargain down to some slap on the wrist misdemeanor and on a fine, and that'll be it.
Right.
And I don't see Noodles coming out of this van. Maybe he's asleep.
I don't think it's Noodles' van.
No.
Because it's got a Connecticut combination plate on it, so his would probably be a New York plate.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe New Jersey. Probably New York, because that's where he works. It's in New York at the Veterans Administration.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that technically yesterday? Do you think that this is better than the other way? Because I think the other one was a little too small to read. I couldn't even read the chat.
You didn't need all you had 3 different chats, running on your stream yesterday. That
Yeah,
was
I know.
completely retarded.
I had 2 actually, plus the one that YouTube gives.
No, you had 3. You had 3. You had 2 set up yourself,
right.
And then you had a third one on the portrait mode.
Right, the one that.
So it was completely idiotic the way you had it set up. I mean, even now you have the.
I have 2. I have the YouTube one, and I have my own.
You have the majority of your screen is the chat. People watching it don't want to see the chat. They want to see people driving or you yourself sitting there talking, doing things.
Right.
That's what I want to see. I don't want to. If I want to read the chat, I'll read the chat. I'll scroll down and read the chat.
Well, the problem is that with Kick and D Live, they're not necessarily connected to the YouTube chat. For example, Kick can post messages to YouTube, but they cannot see the YouTube chat. I don't know if D Live is bidirectional, but I know that Kick is unidirectional, as was Facebook. So
yeah.
That's why we have
again, you overly complicate things, Michelle. All you need to do is stream on YouTube. You don't need to stream on these other platforms. You could restream your show on these other platforms after the fact. I don't know why you have to do all this cluster of everything all at once, and then it becomes an impossible mess to manage for a single person. Never mind a single deaf and blind person.
If you write a script and you can get automatically script buttons.
All right, I gotta go, Michelle.
Okay, I'll let you go then. Let's
Take
go
care,
then.
chat. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
End call. Yeah, basically, if you write a script and you set it up in the script, like the start script, once it's programmed to go, it doesn't necessarily include the chat, except the one that's on the screen here. Not this screen, the other screen, which I'll switch back to now. That is Restream.io provides that by default. So I don't have to even set that up. It's already set in my script. The ones that we were reading when I was with Stan from YouTube, where I mirrored that onto the Google Meets, is provided by YouTube, and I just go ahead and I just copy it over into the Google Meets so that people in Google Meets can see that. It ain't perfect, but it works. Because one of the things is I learned is have redundancy. It's just like everything in life. It's like we're talking about here. Redundancy. What's your backup? Do you have a backup for a backup? It's a Virgo thing, You get used to have a backup or 2 backups. In case the first backup happens to not work, you got the other one to go fall back on. That's the problem with Virgos, so we can get lost in the details to the point where our brains are like, you start thinking about, well, what about this? What if that doesn't work? What if this doesn't work? What if that does work but doesn't work exactly well? That's what Virgos do. I'm happy that Stan will be able to calm Michelle's nerves. What's happening? Nothing right now. Rex. Oh, okay. Talking about the spider kitty thingy. So houseless Henry yesterday. Let's get back to what we were talking about yesterday. Was talking about Silver Moon. And we talked about the artwork involving Silver Moon. And we have a mall in Connecticut called Crystal Mall. Well, blood elves love crystals. So I created a crystal mall in Silver Moon. And I was saying to myself last night when I was looking at all these things, it's like, what are you doing? You're trying to create another major city? I mean, you got a Macy's, you got a Nordstrom, you got high class stores, you got low class stores, you got a complete shopping mall, you got 3 or 4 churches. How does that work? It's just huge. Right. I'd like to show you that picture. Let me see if I can find it. That's under Dali. Something fun to show you. So let's open this window. For the bookmarks. Alright, so give me a second to get this on the screen, guys. There's a lot of pictures here. Some of them have nothing to do with any mall. But okay, here's one. Let me open this up on the screen here. Go to scene 3. I'll get this on the screen here. So click on the gear, change it to there you go. So, first, what does a blood elf Cumberland Farms look like? Well, here's 2 variations of Cumberland Farms. The first one is clearly is pretty highbrow, high quality area. The other Cumberland Farms idea is this one. Oh, sorry, wrong picture. Oh man, let me get to the right picture here. That's something else. That's Educational Institutes for the Scourge. And this is the other Cumberland Farms. Notice that the Cumberland Farms has 2 vending machines outside the building. That's a hell of a shop security nightmare. What's stopping someone from robbing your soda machines? I love the building though, it's awesome, but it's I think this one here is very nice inside. I said, okay, what about a Silver Moon City Crystal shopping mall interior? And there you go. It's like 2 floors of stores. 2 floors of stores. How you doing, Margaret? Good morning to you. 2 floors of stores. Yeah. Well, Blood Elf wins to Connecticut. There's really not much to see. Unless you're talking about like a blood elf ghetto in Winston, Connecticut. But there really isn't anything in Winston that would really interest the blood elves. There's no magic, there's no special spells, casting ability. It would just suck. Alright, this is the other idea. What they suggested with the crystal ball. Here you can see, looks pretty close to the same mall idea, but a lot of crystals. The glass ones hanging off the ceiling there. I don't know. My brother is not involved in this. Alright, so what about the Blood Elf the military school in Sunstrider? Where the Falarian Academy is? Well, Sunstrider, as you know, is where all the Sunstrider, that's where all the Blood Elves go in the starting zone. So this again shows the interior or exterior of those institutions. But then I asked the computer a question. I said, you do know that you're using the horde symbol. What about the blood elf symbol? And it describes the crest of Quathlos typically features a phoenix with a symbol of rebirth and resilience, often depicted as a gold colors as a representation of high elves, and later the blood elves' heritage and the correction to the Sunwell. Then how come you don't use that in any of the illustrations? So I asked it to draw it, and you got this one right here, which is kind of cute. I like this one. This here is closer to the facsimile that you usually see with the Sunwell. Who is? My brother's name is Richard. So, and then of course I covered a few other things too. So I covered quite a few different things in my artwork. Do we have to go through this again? Yep. Getting to be monotonous, guys. Alright, so I'm a Sagittarius born on December 12th. My daughter was born on December 5th. My friend Angel was born on December 4th. Do you guys kind of have a combined birthday party even though you're different ages? I'm just curious. David S., do you and your friends have a birthday party together? It'd be kind of interesting. Since the 5th and the 4th, and you're the later one, so do you just kind of celebrate your birthday like on, together? Maybe like on December 8th? We had a week or two long party. Okay. So, tonight is supposed to be World of Warcraft gameplay. Yeah. And because of all the crazy enough that went on last night, we didn't even go to Wee Woo last night. We were just too emotionally strung out to bother going, because we were talking with so many people on the phone and on the computer, and by the time we were done, I am married to Ray. Well, Richard is the name of my brother. He's 3 years older than me. Oh my God! It means he's 59, almost 60 years old now. Yeah. So now Tiger Kitty wants to know, who is this Richard person you're talking about? I'm getting confused too. So why don't we talk about the things that don't confuse us? So the point is Michelle and I did not go to Wee Woo last night. Then it turns out there was actually 2 parts of Wee Woo. So what happened to part 1 and what happened to part 2? I have no idea. And tonight we have World of Warcraft tonight. Yeah. And or should we play Turtle Wow instead? Okay. I have a pretty large collection too, but I haven't created anything as of late. Well, let me open up my Discord and see what's going on here. I just think it's kind of weird though. Why was there part 1 and part 2 of Wee Woo last night? Does anyone know that? Because I wasn't even there last night to know. When I saw that there was 2 parts of Wee Woo, it was like, why was there 2 parts of Wee Woo? I have no idea. Maybe something was going on with J-Max Seb again last night or something. I don't know. Wait, I didn't even go to Wee Woo last night. I was so stressed out, I could not even handle going to Wee Woo. Okay? That's why when I saw there was part 1 and part 2, I didn't even know why there was a part 1 or a part 2. Oh. Well, my problem is this show kind of lands at a kind of awkward time for so many people, including me. Because if I want to do something specific, like for example, like Stan suggested calling those adults senior services, I gotta call them when my show ends, okay, whenever it ends. It's lunchtime. and the offices are not open during lunch. Same thing with the Board of Education Services for the Blind from the state of Connecticut. So I got a call back about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Depending on how busy they are, that means that they may or may not be able to get back to me right away. So I have to leave a message and give it time to call. But then I have to figure out what time to give them. Because, like, if I say, oh, I'm free from, say, noon to 5, which is pretty close to right, then I have to be here to get a phone call between noon and 5. If I happen to be running late on my show and the phone rings, then I can't answer it until the show's over. Good morning, Parasol. How you doing today? Yep. Good morning to you. How can you block you in Discord, Tiger? You're a moderator in Discord. In our Discord, she is, but maybe not in other Discords. Good morning. How you doing? It's funny, J-Mac hit the wrong button and accidentally ended the stream, and then started accidentally one of PDX's channels, and then simulcast it back into his own channel. You know what? You could take advantage of that technology if you really wanted to, like we do. If you use something like Studio Restream.io, he could do that on purpose. That is, he could have it so that he could stream on his channel. He could stream on PDX's channel as well. And that way, or PDX could put this same content on her own channel so that everybody can keep a track of the conversation. Yeah. I've done things like that. I accidentally think I got the Restream.io set up right, and all of a sudden I'm streaming on the North American Snow Queen channel, which is my other channel, or I end up streaming on Lummy's channel by mistake, or like what happened in the movie, they gave me this stupid warning when I streamed Idiocracy by mistake on YouTube in addition to Kick, because I forgot to make sure that the YouTube was totally turned off. And yeah. But the one thing is, Facebook changed their API just recently, which means that the changes, as I understand it, means that Restream can't mirror the Facebook chats anymore. Maybe they changed it. Maybe they finally fixed it. Maybe they finally said, you know what, that wasn't a good idea. So maybe they were able to work with Facebook and fix that. So, I mean, I've also got an account on Daily Motion, but I can't stream on Daily Motion for one reason. I don't know how to get around the COPPA thing, Because if I try to start the stream on Daily Motion, immediately my stream is shut down because it said I didn't authorize the COPPA action. The stream is or is not for kids. But it's like, excuse me, where do I answer that question? Daily Motion software is a dumpster fire. It doesn't make any sense. Boys. Yeah, boys and girls. There's usually players younger people. But, I mean, so that's why I never really streamed in Daily Motion, because I can't get it to work. Besides, even if I did, I don't think there would be anybody that would really care, because I'm on D-Live right now. How many people are watching this on D-Live? I got a feeling I hear crickets. In other words, nobody. How many's watching us on Kick? I don't know. Tell me. I don't see. I don't have that little Kiki thingy on it. We'll turn the Kiki thing on so we can see. Turn the Kiki little icon on so we can see. Where's the Kick links? Right there. Okay. Right, nobody's watching right now. Watching us on Kick. Nobody. Yeah. Yes, I mean, I do that. The thing is that my problem is when you start streaming on multiple platforms, the platforms like Facebook was and Kick, which cannot see the YouTube side of the chat. That's why we have the chat on the screen, because that way they can see the chat and see that the messages are registering. Okay? But it's also useful to the YouTubers, because depending on how busy YouTube's computer is, it may not actually get the chat restream. I mean, the YouTube chat may take a couple hours to develop, and then they can still read the screen here on next to my head, there on the right side of my head, while the YouTube's own chat replay is developing. But last night, you couldn't even read that. It was too small. Well, Daily Motion is way older than D-Live. Staring at the wall. Offline, I'm usually watching videos. Or I'll be working on, depending on my mood, I'll be working on the computer, just puttering around, tinkering with this, tinkering with that. Which doesn't normally bother me. You know, the thing is that Rumble setup for streaming is ridiculously odd. I don't know if anyone knows this, so let me give you a quick recap. When you want to stream on Rumble, number one, you gotta authorize every single stream. Even if you use a canonical name, you still gotta set up the default stream key every single time. And the software is ugly. I don't see chat replays on Rumble. I don't know if you realize it, but with YouTube, on these live streams, I don't normally run automatic ads. Okay, I did when I did the behind the scenes thing, because you really weren't gonna be missing anything. But, where is it? Rumble, yeah. So we still use YouTube as the main one. Kick is the secondary one. Twitch used to be the tertiary one, which is still a thing. But Rumble is like way down the list, right down there where Daily Motion is. Forget it. I'm not dealing with Rumble or Daily Motion. It's just, I think that the thing is that with Michelle is that, she's not really sure because there's a lot of kind of messed up energy from yesterday in our heart. It's still there. Even though, theoretically speaking, the Mercury retrograde is over. Yeah, the 28th was the last day of Mercury retrograde, but it still left some kind of unsettled energies in our life right now. That's kind of a good question, though. So what do you think, Loom? Well, I think that there is one good thing to point out about yesterday. Even though no one could read the messages clearly in the portrait mode, it sure started a lot of background conversation after the stream was over. Because a lot of people really were like, why was this happening? And a lot of discussions were ensuing because there was like, I can't even read the screen to see what they were talking about. It wasn't until I got mad and I basically expressed my dissent and disgust at what was going on. But no one really had an idea what was going on in the side chat because the side chat didn't get developed until last night. Yeah. I had to walk away and just went back to the stinky you-know-what red. Well, I think that, like I talked to Nas about this in comments, is We gotta prevent that kind of thing from ever happening again, because it was really, really disturbing to everybody. Me especially. This is things like what happened yesterday that happens to some YouTubers can cause them to do some very rash decisions, like what happened with Katroya J, where she decided to act out with violence. Others, unfortunately, deal with it in a way that is much more debilitating and final. Yeah. So, it's not healthy to do that to content creators. They already have enough things on their plates. They don't need to have so many creating controversies like that. Yeah. I do let Michelle talk. Yes, she does. In fact, I usually do most of the talking. um, we all love you, Michelle. There should be some boundaries, absolutely. Not everybody's life is public. I mean, not every aspect of everybody's life is public. I mean, sometimes we bring up things that we want to share, and sometimes there are things that we, for whatever reason, we don't want to share. And we have to remember that content creators are not necessarily going to share everything. For example, a video I did not upload that I did 2 days ago was an example of a video where I kind of wanted to share it. But then what happened yesterday came up and I realized that maybe I shouldn't bring it up. Even though there is a lesson to be taught in the video. So let me just give you a 411 on it. 2 days ago on Tuesday, I got an invitation from Discover Card. They wanted me to say I was pre-approved. We all get mail like this. You know what I'm talking about, right? Except Discover rarely ever sends these things out. I got one. And I looked at the APR. It's shit. Alright, it's 29%. But they're offering 18 months of introduction APR of 0. Sounds good, right? And then you can go ahead, do a balance transfer, which could be good because then you can clear up all your balances on your other cards. But to actually process the request, it's going to do a hard inquiry on my credit report. And I don't need another credit card. I've got enough of them. I really don't. So I was saying to myself, should I really apply for this? No, it's going to put a hard inquiry on my credit report. Sure, it's going to make me more credit worthy, but do I really need to hang another millstone around my neck and throw myself in the river? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Because next thing you know, you're going to go, oh, I got another credit card, so let's spend that up. And then the next thing you know you can't pay the bill. That's what I'm afraid of. That's why I got so many credit cards, but I'm not using any of them. Because I'm afraid of the repercussions if something goes wrong. That's what we decided. No, it wasn't worth it. Because it's I don't even have any more room in my wallet for more cards. I have no place to put it. I didn't share a lot about myself until quite recently. I wanted to just blend in with everybody else. It was accepted by a few different communities, including the paranormal. Thatcher wouldn't put up with this BS. No, she wouldn't. Some people didn't like her very much, but I've seen her. She always kind of. Margaret Thatcher was always very, very strongly resilient for prime minister. Yeah, that's kind of related to what me and Stan were talking about. Was this place is not nearby. Second of all, you do get money, but it's not. Because there's community. I mean, DMS through Wynwood Residential Services ran a program similar to this. The problem is that the people pay in all their state supplement and SSDI. SSI goes into it. And I asked my case manager because I was an outpatient. I was an outside client. I said, "What happens to the people? Do they get any of the money that they're paying into the program? Anything for spending allowance?" They said, "Not really, not much, because we provide the food and everything else. So they can't really buy clothing. They can't really do anything like that because everything is controlled to the point where they don't even have access to their own money." Yeah. Well, next week is going to be is either Lord of the Rings episode 1, which I believe is the Fellowship, and then maybe Fletch Lives or Fletch, because I figure it'll be a different movie. Like the Lord of the Rings, given its nature, is kind of long. I think I want to put the Fletch on first. That's starring oh my goodness, what's the name of the actor there? He does the same character that does the Griswolds here from the Christmas Vacation and the National Lampoon's Vacation. Yes, I have my own money. Chevy Chase, thank you very much. Yes, Chevy Chase. So he does Fletch, and this Fletch Lives. And so I'm thinking that might be a good movie to start with for next week, and then the Fellowship of the Ring could be the next one for this afterwards, because I think that Fellowship of the Ring is going to run kind of long. I gotta see how long the runtime is. If it's really long, it might just be a single movie instead of a double. It's a scary world everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. The United States is scary too. Did you know that, for example, in rural Colorado, yes, the same place that James Holmes came from when the Batman Returns fiasco and then we going on the killing spree in the Aurora cinema, the whole city now is under lockdown as Venezuelan gangs have taken over apartment complexes in parts of Aurora, Colorado, causing severe concerns and safety issues for the tenants. The police are not able to stop them. Also, other people are going in and stealing the mails. One person broke into the post office and got all the master keys. All the other post offices are now breaking into the post offices and stealing mails and packages. Of course, you can bet the United States Postal Inspection people are wondering what's going on, but The problem is the Aurora City Councilwoman says she does not know why the police are not interacting with the people to find out what's going on and to protect and serve. Here's one word. 2. Defund police. If you've defunded the police don't have the resources to help you. Okay? So, you gotta stop defunding the police. Even Winston's police has kind of partially been defunded. Let me explain this. You don't have nighttime police officers anymore. They're gone. You only got daytime officers. If you have a nighttime emergency, you can pick up the red phone that's in the lobby and get through to a remote dispatcher. Or you can call from your own cell phone, which is the local police, and it'll actually route you through to the remote dispatcher, which only adds time to the responding of the call. It's scary. In some cities where high crime, police have decided to cancel the property crimes unit and will not respond even to a bank robbery. So, Colorado is one of the few blue states in that area of the country. I'm saying is it takes a long time to get a police officer to respond to a case if it happens at night. In the case of rural Colorado, the police are not responding to the break-ins at all. Oh, yes. Yes, laws in the UK have gone extremely heavy duty clampdown. And how long before does it to the United States? Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's how we know the same thing is not happening near the United States. We don't know. Maybe the NSA is not saying it openly, but they're tracking me. They're tracking a lot of other YouTubers too. I know you know. I know you're not joking. I've seen what's going on in the UK. I've seen it. I've read reports on it. It's getting crazy. Yeah, I know. And this is the reason why I grow concerned. Because the Democrats want to do the same thing here. And of course, Zuckerberg said, we had to do this crackdowns because the government told us to crack down on Facebook. Who in the government told you to start doing crackdowns, Zuckerberg? Which agency? We know why. We don't have to guess that. I know why. You know why. Well, the United States is next, guys, because you also got a situation here. These political campaigns are not normal. The last time we had even close to a normal campaign, according to one person, was around 2008. Since 2008, our political system, 16 years ago, has been totally irregular. Yeah. I already knew that, though. Let me go ahead and use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Is my toilet a bench? No, it's a standard lowboy toilet. I don't use a shower bench to shower. I actually sit in the tub itself. Coffee. It's always coffee. Every morning Michelle drinks coffee. Yeah. Cup's getting a little battered. Yeah, it's getting a little battered. But, yeah, a bench doesn't necessarily have to be long. But as far as a platform to sit on for showering, that can easily be used in our bathroom, but I'll be honest, it would have to be custom made to get around our cast iron tub. If you wanted to have a place to sit when showering with a hand sprayer, you could do that. I don't know. I didn't even check the senior center either. So I don't know what's going on in Winston right now. Well, right now I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna run out of tobacco before before the 3rd, because that's Wednesday. Um, right. Well, I'm gonna. Uh, right now I know that the carnival was one of the last of the major shindigs. Um, it's not the only one, I'm sure. The senior center probably is got some activities coming up for the winter season, fall. But I don't really want to discuss that right at this minute, if you don't mind. Because we've already covered it, and I don't want to keep bringing it up. All right. As far as the senior center goes, let me look back and see, because I'll probably put some of the stuff in the social events and general chat, and let me look in the Winston area messages and see if there's anything. 27 views right now, 9 likes. Hey guys, there are still 18 of you that haven't voted yet. Could you please consider putting a like in the like jar? It would help so much. Oh yeah! Because Michelle really works hard on this channel, and I like to see her channel to continue to see positive growth. Speaking of infections, there is a couple concerns about a couple different things. I'm not sure what the first one is called. It's something about syphilis. It's a cephalic condition which is caused by mosquitoes. It's being diagnosed and listed in Massachusetts as voluntary restrictions. But also, we have the mpox issue that's spreading throughout the United States. I don't have much information either one, but I do know that people are concerned about both of them right now. Thank you. But let me just say this. Red, they don't even have to be creative. They already have biological and viral agents that are sitting in stockpiles that humans have not had to deal with for a long time, such as the bubonic plague. Although Los Angeles is probably going to be the first to get the actual bubonic plague in the wild because of what's going on. But New York City could also be a very good bacteria breeding ground for the bubonic plague as well. I mentioned that first because that has been known as decimated almost 2/3 of the European population during the time of the Black Death. It was very, very devastating to the European continent. Thank you. Equine and syphilis is a big problem in certain parts of Connecticut. Thank you. Equine. That's what it's called. Equine. It's being spread by in this case by mosquitoes, and I know I've been nibbled on by a few mosquitoes recently when I was at Cumberland Farm, so something tells me that I'm always, every time I go out there doing night stream, I'm basically dodging a couple of different bullets. Number one, I'm dodging crazy drunk drivers. Number two, I'm dodging potentially getting Lyme disease, which is back in vogue again. And of course, I'm also dodging equine encephalitis, whatever it's pronounced. And because I do interact with people, you always have to risk getting mpox. But at the same time, I cannot keep living in a cave because that's not going to help me to work around and overcoming my issues, my central auditory processing disorder, which needs to be where I need to start getting one-on-one contact to start to develop my social skills on a physical level. Yeah. Well, it's just a reality, guys. We live in some very interesting times, putting it mildly. So, only thing I can do is I could just try to muddle through like everybody else does. That's what I do. That was mentioned in Fox News for this area of Massachusetts and eastern Massachusetts. Take a look at our news section. Go to our news section, you'll find them. That's where the articles are posted. There's still time to change it. Change what? See, now I don't know what you're talking about, Brian K, because now I'm confused. Well, I mean, this stuff's already being addressed on the news, so it's not like I'm totally coming out of this stuff out of my butt, Yes, our news section of our Discord. Yes, the news section of our Discord. It's a lot in there. Like I mentioned, what's going on in Aurora, Colorado, that's in the news section of our Discord as well. So check it out, guys. It's in the news section of our Discord. By the way, this month, 30 people on right now. Wow. Welcome to all those 30 people. Thank you very much for being here. Yes, go to the news section of my Discord. I just posted a link below you. There's links there to the stories I often bring up in the morning. Not every day, but a lot of stuff to say. Also, if you're new, please make sure to share and subscribe the show to everybody. And please just subscribe yourself. Turn on the notifications. It doesn't cost any money. It takes what maybe a few seconds of your time to do that. To share, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It does help the channel. You can do that on YouTube by clicking on the little blue NASQ box. Is where you can click and subscribe quickly and easily. Oh, and actually, because that's where our sources are posted, is in the Discord. Can you please tell us? I don't know what's going on at the senior center right now. I have no idea what the events are in Winston right now. If you give me a few, let me look that stuff up today so I can put something up tomorrow. I'll do that. You know. Besides, I don't even have my phone right now. It sits in the other room. They still have bingo, but so does Saint Anthony School on Thursdays. That I can tell you right now. Patty DeMar plays bingo there on Thursdays, but there is. But I mean, if I start searching things on this computer, it gets in the way with the live show when I'm doing the live show because it get kind of trapped in that rabbit hole, digging up facts about this and that, and then everybody's going, "Oh, wait a minute, she's not talking to the audience; she's looking at some screen." No, it's not the senior center. If it was a place called Chestnut Grove next door to the senior center, that would make more sense. Except Chestnut Grove is not really that great. Speaking of the emails, let me pull that up real quick. There we go. Anything except, okay, yes, she did get back to me. The financial situation of Valley Hills Care Group is tailored to accommodate the unique needs of each individual. Again, this is a really... She still didn't answer exactly where it's located. Okay, so it's... Why don't you show it on the screen since there's nothing confidential anyway? Alright. This is the letter I got back from the woman that sent me a message about this place. Everybody asked about, except the difference is I contacted her after she sent me a message. And the original message that, let's see if I can get all the messages here. Wow. Let's see. This is the Kathy one here. This is the first letter she sent me. And you can see it doesn't say anything where they're located. But you can see they got a very posh Valley Hills care group. It's a very posh entryway. So leaving me kind of like so that's the email they sent me initially. And then I went and contacted them, and thus the response that she gave me about background, again, though they show some of the, like a nursing facility, it doesn't talk about the address, it doesn't talk about where they're from. It just doesn't cover anything. It doesn't say where she's from. She's not even talking about the financing, how much does it cost, where. Well, you were prepared for yourself before. Homeless or houseless Henry, or homeless Jim, houseless Henry, I have been living here for so many years that everybody knows me. It's how many other people in Winston are like me? I mean, how many registered blind people with blonde hair, my kind of glasses, my kind of ears, walks around with a walker, lives on the third floor with a green bag and a walker. Okay, a green bag and a walker isn't that unusual, but I've always stood out, even when I was working for the Daily Campus and the Store's campus as a newspaper writer. I've been on the mainstream media for so long. Right, it's 5:04 UK time, yes. I have no idea what's going on with that. But anyway, the thing is so that's the letter I got. So I will bookmark it. I go back to it. I got a message from a phone number. Protect your snippet from being stolen. DSS recommends you change your PIN several times a month. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. The EBT SNAP cards. For those of you who do not know, the Connecticut Department of Social Services and through the USDA has the old style type of debit cards which don't have any kind of protection. There's no chip and pin on them. And so over the years, people have run skimmers to get the magnetic stripe. So what they're suggesting is that you should change your passwords every so often. Here's my problem. If I change my passwords, how would I remember them all the time? You know, Well, so we'll bookmark that one, even though it doesn't really play. YouTube, no live on my channel. Yes, I know I'm live. Kathy Cunningham, Cumberland. And then all mail. Kathy May. Archive those two. Already archived a show. Okay. So, there used to be a homeless guy in Stanford that walked around wearing a crown and a tutu. I know he wore a crown, but it was considered kind of abnormal. You can't just afford you can't afford the passport. You certainly ain't gonna afford the airfare. I'm not a felon either. Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know what to say about myself. I mean, like I said, I stand out like a sore thumb in England. I just do. That it's not like I'm a bad person or anything, but you know, I'm unique and people know that, and that could be good or bad. I did AR for that years ago, many, many, many years ago, and well, I mean, the thing is moving is very expensive. I mean, if you like we were talking earlier about, just to move to another state, never mind living in another country. Good luck. I looked into that. Don't matter if you go to the UK or Brazil, you're gonna still basically be dealing with a lot of paperwork and a lot of expense. Yeah, it's not my public record either. Um, See, now that's another reason I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and spend money on a passport if I can't use it. Talk about buying things you don't need. A passport? What good is a passport going to do me if I don't travel? What good would a passport do me if I can't get one? Well, teleportation, let's talk about that. If that ever became a thing. If we ever had portals, how would they work? For as immigration control goes. If you can start a portal anywhere to go anywhere, just like you can in World of Warcraft, how are you going to maintain immigration and customs? You can't, because portals could theoretically pop up everywhere. I will say one thing. I don't know everything that goes on in this channel as far as just the dynamics behind everything. So I just learned to just try to not be part of the problem. Yeah. Well, it's almost time to get ready. To kind of get ready to do some other stuff today. Like what? I don't know. Do we have anything planned? Well, Warcraft, 7 o'clock. And I still would like to find more people to join us on the servers. Or in EU, you can also call 112. Well, I won't see any messages from me on the Discord. Anyway, so. But we have 24 watching right now. Engagement is 24 minutes and 7 seconds. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We got way more engagements in this format than we did in the other one, which is exactly what I thought. Stargates and portals are a real possibility, yes, but the energy expenditures needed to make them work is also real. Folding space is real, but the problem is that, again, energy expenditures. Well, Brian, help me out by doing this. Try to undo the damage you did. That's all I'm going to say here. Everybody wants to see me do better, even me. But there's sometimes when some things are really not meant to be said in a public forum. Yeah. I was surprised Noodles didn't come up on panel today. Well, it takes a lot of energy to make portals work. Look how much energy it took to create the little miniature portals around CERN, Switzerland, with the Linear Hadron Collider, the LHC. That thing takes a huge amount of energy to generate portals, even the size of a pinhole. Well, do you think that 1-800 number is somebody at the switchboard now, or do you think you have to wait till 1 o'clock? I can try calling them after the show ends and see if I can reach through to somebody at the office. Well, speaking of a portal, what about Mel's Hole? I actually keep hearing about Mel's Hole. it's pretty interesting. Mel's Hole in Washington State. Yeah. So, it's time to get some other stuff done. It's over 88,000 miles deep. 88,000 miles deep. Which is pretty dang incredible. How do you get a hole that's 88,000 miles, no, 88,000 feet deep? I'm sorry. At least. So like I said, it's just weird. Yeah, that's one of the hypotheses that um, the what's his name? Not George Norrie, the predecessor to George Norrie, thought as well. That there could have been a portal to some alternative dimensional plane. I don't really know much about the Mel's Hole. It goes straight down. That's all we know. 88,000 feet. Don't worry. I mean, apparently there's another one in, I think, Nevada. Similar hole. Art Bell, thank you. Yes, Art Bell. Yes. So Art Bell talked to the guy named Mel that after he sent him a fax describing this hole in his property, and Art Bell became curious with what Mel had done as best he could to determine the hole. It's huge. It could be a passageway to underground river that's the thousands of miles long. I don't know. But from what I understand, they've sent things down there and they come back cold. Well, not like water cold. I mean like frozen cold. Like it's extremely cold. Which at the 88,000 feet down, you would think you would start to see a warming trend because you'd be getting closer to the magma chamber of the Earth. They they've tried. They've sent camera gear down, but they're concerned if they send anything living down the hole that there's a chance they won't be living when they come out. I mean, they've sent cameras down the hole, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Up until a point when the cameras stop working completely. And then when they reel them back, they find the cameras coated in ice. You know, so, or they have other malfunctioning things to the camera. It doesn't appear to be. It does not appear to be a shortage of oxygen. It appears to be something completely different. Go check out the story. It's in the science and technology section. Yeah, if you get way below minus 330 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, it's not exactly absolute zero, but if it is absolute zero, that would be even more interesting. Liquid oxygen is too. Anyway, go to the Discord and look it up. That's why we have a Discord. Also, check out our online store, too. And the wish list. And the Silver Moon album, might as well, right? Check out both. Or is it Silver Moon with a dash, not an underscore? Yeah. So, check it out, guys. So, I mean, I suppose if you want to send a prisoner down there for a one-way trip to his death, you probably could strap a camera to his head and throw him down Nell's hole. But I wonder how long it would take before he crashes to the bottom. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, though. So it's called Nell's Hole. And Art Bell definitely found it a fascinating topic on the show. Yeah. Correct. No one really knows where the whole cone came from, nor do we know even how deep it is, because it's so perfectly round. It's almost looks artificially constructed because it's so perfectly round. So that's the reason why I guess the military paid Mel a lot of money and he moved to Australia later on. Why would he move to Australia? Did he know something about the hole and the military told him not to even say anything? Yeah, you're right. What would the atmospheric pressure be? That's a great question. I mean, 88,000 feet. 88,000 feet. Want to convert that to miles? Um, no, they didn't plug the hole. They can't find enough earth to fill it. That's just it. So, and there's a clear and present danger because there's no fencing around. Oh, maybe they have now. Maybe now they have fencing around it, but they're no theoretically because of zero gravity. Here's what would happen: you'd be like a pendulum, perpetually swinging back and forth around the core. Think about it. If you unearth 1G, go through a hole, right there at the center of the core, gravity is 0. So you probably pass right through. You still have some escape velocity because then you start getting gravity force again. And then all of a sudden you go shooting out of that hole there. But then gravity is going to take you back and send you right back through to the other side. And as long as you got that kinetic energy, you're going to keep going back and forth until you run out of energy. In that case, you're going to end up somewhere. Right. No, it was an experiment that did not work for me. So you see the point. Yeah. Okay, guys, listen, we had a great show. I got a 7 o'clock World of Warcraft with Lumi. And by the way, if you would like to play, we'd love to have you join me on Ark and Dawn and on Lumi's server, which is in the then the Draenei. Cataclysm Classic. Cataclysm Classic. Yeah. Or is it the one after that? Or is it Legion? No, it's Cataclysm. Cataclysm. So, last time I was on the game, I was hoping to get into a dungeon or into a battleground, and there was like, because I'm on an RP server, it's like not really anyone doing battlegrounds or dungeons, and it's just like the longest wait time ever. Right, again, that's where the energy would eventually be, run out. So if it's like a pendulum, does that mean eventually you will end up basically sitting in the magma core, melting away, burning up? No. Yeah, friction, yeah. So, yeah, it's just like with a pendulum swinging back and forth, right? After you reach his energy is expelled, in this case because of gravity, you might reach a state where you're just straight in the core cooking away like a barbecue piece of meat. And that's what I would think too. Well, if you want to join us in World of Warcraft tonight, we'll be playing around 7 o'clock on the EU servers. I will be on the Ark and Dawn. They also have a Blood Elf character as well. And somebody got confused by that. I played my Blood Elf last night after I played my Alliance character. And some people thought, why is Alliance attacking Alliance players? And the truth is, no. Because my Blood Elf is not Alliance, she's Horde, and so she needs to level up too. But, so we'll try to make sure it's clear that you know which character we're playing so we don't get all confused. Yeah, well, so for now, guys, just to let you know, also we are going to work on some more stories and music and things like that. Tomorrow's going to be cool today, too. Today, I expected high is a high of 23. Tomorrow will be about the same, as we have a significant cold front coming in for New England. We might get a couple more warmer days in the upper 20s, but it looks like because the Arctic cold front is coming down from Canada, it may actually result in temperatures dropping precipitously. Yeah. So for now, everybody, I'll talk to you later. Stay out of trouble, and may you have a happy and safe day. Amen. And don't let anybody start any BS about your life on the internet. Amen. Amen again to that one. Absolutely. Yeah. So, everybody, let's go ahead, go out, be excellent to one another. Let's do some good things for the world for a change. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, I'll see you at regular time. So, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye, guys.